Hi, everybody. It's Georgia Rose. I'm in Zenkuda Soul Space. I know you missed me last week. Woohoo! So, sounds kind of like Tigger. Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So, we're going to have a really fun show tonight. We have such intense energy. I know I sound like a broken record. I always say that. But we have so much intense energy. We're going into a full moon in Taurus eclipse. After the show, not right now, wait a little while, but after the show, you have to run outside and look up at the sky because this moon is absolutely fabulous, people. It is absolutely fabulous. You have to see it. So I'm going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some other astrology. I'm going to pull some cards. Last time I had so many of you tune into the show that I couldn't pull cards for every one of you. So tonight I'm going to try and do as many as I can. We'll go to cards a little quicker than we usually do. Who have I got in the house tonight? I got a bunch of people on. I know I have people watching in on the Strong Island Media site as well. Boy, I need a haircut, huh, ladies? So, who have I got on tonight? I got Aaron. Hey, Aaron, how are you doing? Sarah, Joanne. I got my regular romper room people. This is wonderful. So, what's going on in the cosmos? I've been researching and looking at timelines and doing all kinds of things. We actually, here in the United States, I don't think daylight savings time is global. Is that global, or is it just do we just do that in the United States? So this last night was the night we set our clocks back. So we had an extra hour of sleep, but I always wake up early anyway. So I still feel a little off on the timeline. I think that's also because of the energy that we're having right now. So I'd love to hear if all of you are having a little bit of a hard time adjusting to this timeline, because I really think that it seems to be more prevalent than it has in years past for me. I just seem to be kind of having a hard time getting in sync. So love to hear your questions. Hi, Anne. I got Christine on here. I would love to hear your questions tonight of anything that you have going on. But first, I'm going to talk about this full moon in Taurus eclipse that happens very, very early in the morning on the 8th, which is tomorrow, Election Day here in the United States. And that is going to be a lot of energy. You've probably been feeling it for the last few days. And I have to say that the energy of this full moon eclipse is a culmination of a lot of the energy that we've been feeling in the last 2 years. And it's also a buildup of energy. The cosmos, the stars, the planets are aligning to set you up for energy for the next 20 years of your life. So be really aware of what's going on, what triggers are happening for you, and also try to be really aware of any changes, things that are coming in and out of your life, relationship-wise, with situations, etc. So this week we've got a T-square forming. What is a T-square? A T-square is when three planets are having oppositions in the zodiac, and it forms an actual T-square, like a T. We've got that happening this week, and it's going to bring in quite a lot of energy. We've also got the Sun, Mercury, and Venus squaring Saturn alternately. It starts with Venus, which has actually happened today, and then Mercury, and then the Sun all square Saturn. What does that mean? Well, Saturn is our authority. It's our control. It's our limitations. So when each individual planet squares that, it's an energy of tension. We also have the energy of this full moon coming in where Uranus is across from Venus, having an opposition to that, another tension. And everything that's happening is in fixed signs. Scorpio is a fixed sign. Taurus is a fixed sign. So we've got a lot of fixed and rigid energy. And that's why a lot of it feels heavy. And quite a lot of it feels like it's immovable. Like it's almost dense. I know I was doing a live last night, and someone said it feels really dense, and that is what it feels like. But there's a reason for all of this, so I don't want you guys to get negative. I will say that tomorrow and into the week, you're going to find a lot of unexpected things happening. It kind of feels like an energy, like we're really focused on one thing, like maybe the elections, and then something else comes in that we're not expecting. This is also an energy geographically in the physical world where you can sometimes have volcanoes, earthquakes, things like that, because I hate to laugh at that, but it just sounds so intense. But it's because the energy has to release. That's what kind of energy this is. It's like, and it just has to release. So you're going to find that even in your personal lives and your microcosms. And then that, of course, ripples out into the macrocosm of the world as we know it. So what is this all about, bottom line? I know you want me to bottom line it and get to cards, right, people? Well, bottom line is this energy is intense. It is fixed. It is dense. It is unexpected. It's change. It's things happening that you least expect to happen. Like I just said, you're looking over here, and meanwhile, something over here breaks. This is a release. It's a release of energy. We're going to find, depending on where this falls in your chart, you're going to find a lot of things falling away, releasing, relationships, careers, things that you maybe have had in the back of your mind for a long time that you've wanted to release, but they just haven't happened for one reason or another. So it's a building up and a setting up of energy for the next 20 years of our life. And that's why we see all this change happening. That's why we see in the global world a lot of structures crumbling, because we're really being set up for a new world order, a new time, new life that actually makes the evolution of our species, humans, to reach a higher potential. And that's really what this is all about in a nutshell. So I've been talking about the control versus freedom axis, which is that Uranus and Saturn axis that we've been on since 2020. And so now this is all coming to a crescendo. This is all building up into this intense energy that now is going to release in one way or another. I think we're going to see some really unexpected releases in the world to do with certainly these elections. You don't even have to be psychic to predict that. But I think also with financial markets, global markets, I also feel intuitively, psychically, that this really has something to do with someone in leadership and someone in world power being released of that. In olden times, the eclipses were always the death of a king. They were known as the death of a king. And so not literally, of course, I'm not predicting that. Hold your horses. I'm not saying I predict that literally, but I'm saying like people of leadership are going to be falling away unexpectedly. That's how I am interpreting this energy. So now getting back to what this means in our own life, this control versus freedom axis that we've been on, and we've seen so many restrictions and so much censorship and so many things being really taken away from a lot of different countries in the globe. It's been really a changing time, right? Well, now that's going to interplay in our own lives in a way of what do you really need to work on in order to bring your life to the next level? What do you have to do? What do you have to put in place, let's say? What do you have to put in place for the next 20 years to be a higher potential than the last 20 were? No matter how old you are. What do you have to do? And this is, in a nutshell, this is the soundbite here, in order to set yourself free. That's what this energy is about. That's what it has been about for the last 2.5 years. This control versus freedom that's playing out in society is really drilled down to the microcosm that is our own lives. And instead of feeling restricted and feeling anxious and feeling put upon and feeling like we're not able to move freely in the way that we want, what this has all been about has been lessons in our own personal freedom and how we obtain that. What do we have to work on? What blockages, what conditioning, what untruths do we have to move away from that actually are holding us back and blocking us from our own personal freedoms? And those are the type of things that are unexpectedly and quickly in the next few months with this eclipse, but especially this week being the targeted ignition point, going to fall away. This is about it's time to change, to let go of things that block you, that hold you back from what you really want to create in your life. And this is really an energy of creation, creativity. I said that on the last video. If you subscribe to my Facebook page, Georgia Rose Zenkuda, you'll see a lot of videos that I've been doing about what I'm explaining now in more depth. This is also about this release of energy, and Mars being retrograde in Gemini is also something that may be released or happen in communication, in the communication world, in the technology world, social media, things like that. It can be something that comes across the news waves or some unexpected something that was hidden before that now is out in communication. Could be a secret tape is found or a video or something like that. That's going to be very prominent. And by the same token, really refrain from going into the fray and the conversations and the contrasts that are happening, the conflicts online and in social media, because now and until March, you're going to see a lot of those things kind of explode and be really more or less, sudden unexpected behavioral outbursts and things like that. So this is really about finishing up energy also from last April, because that's when these eclipses first started. So, look back in your calendars, even your checkbook registers. I know that sounds archaic, but your statements or whatever, your wallets, your digital wallets, and see what was going on in your life then. Venus plays heavily in this eclipse, and it's opposing Uranus. So this is about, what do you desire? What are your desires that are almost taboo for you? What are the things that you think are you shouldn't desire? What are the things you need to give yourself permissions for and to do? Maybe that's your creativity. Maybe it's something to do with it could be sexual, sensual. It could be a pleasure that you want to give yourself that you feel is wrong or taboo, but it's really not. Try and put that judgment on the shelf. A lot of times in this energy, it can be someone who, when I say taboo or something like that, I mean by your conditioning. Like maybe you like partners of the same sex, or maybe you are transgender or something like that, and in this energy, that's going to come out more. You're giving yourself permission to be who you are. Maybe you're someone who's very avant-garde with a creativity of some kind, drawing, painting, some kind of media, and you've kind of kept it hidden because it's not mainstream. And now in this energy with Venus opposing Uranus, it's going to come out for the world to see in a very unexpected way. So give yourself permission for that, because this energy brings to the surface what we oftentimes resist. And instead of pushing it down, allow it to come out. Anything that is of health and love, and something that really is from a creative point of view, where it really is passion for you and joy. Obviously not something that is not healthy or whatever. This is an energy where if you've been placing yourself in restriction, for instance, sorry, sneezing. I always sneeze in the studio. This is an energy, excuse me, of if you've placed yourself in restriction in any way, like it could be anything from you're very restrictive about your food intake and your dietary habits. This is going to want to make you eat the whole cake and give yourself permissions to do that. This is breaking free. This is releasing energy. This is if you make yourself stay in a job that's really below your potential, where maybe you're not treated well, but you keep telling yourself you have to be there for certain reasons. That job's probably going to blow up in this energy. This is about the universe freeing us to be where we're really supposed to be. And I just want to say that in this energy, a lot of unhealthy relationships, if you're in a relationship that is narcissistic, someone a little bit abusive, even like, borderline personalities, or some people who are just selfish, or people who are just really not aware of how their behavior affects others. If you're in relationships with people like that, or you are that person, in this energy, that relationship is probably going to blow up a little bit, be released, because this is the universe really pushing us into a full potential situation. There's a breaking free, obviously, energy to progress us forward and unfold for us the things that we are really meant to do and be and say and be around and be surrounded by. And of course, you all know that's more love in our lives. So listen and sort out what images come to your mind now, especially in dream space, in meditation, because those images are oftentimes clues for our instincts, our impulses. Impulses bring evolution. Sometimes we have an impulse to do something and we squash it because it's not an impulse that is readily talked about or readily accepted by the people around us. Maybe you've grown up in some kind of a very strict religious place, or a certain nationality or culture that's very restrictive, and you have something that you really want to do that makes you feel good and vibrant and healthy, and you squash it. Well, be aware of what images are flashing into your brain, what's coming to you when you're driving in the car, or you're on the train going to work, or you're falling asleep at night, or in your dream space, or in your meditations. What's coming to your mind when your mind has a chance to really be in repose or rest? What are those images? Because those images are giving you your instincts. That is instinctual. Those images are instinctual fantasies of what you really want your life to be in some way. And so give yourself permission to really unpack those and look at those, because that's the best use of this energy. People who cannot do that, who will not give themselves permission for that and stay in the conditioning and the restriction, those are the people right now who are going to be in fear and going to lash out and be unpredictable and want to, kind of throw that restriction all over the sidewalk. So really make sure that you utilize this energy in a really healthy way. If you feel yourself restricted, go out in nature, draw, paint, do something to release the energy, because this is an energy that really, really, really wants to be released. So I'm going to go to comments. All right. It is absolutely an adjustment time. You're absolutely right, Sarah. So I got Aaron. I came with astrology questions today. You can write them in the chat if you want, Aaron, or call into the show. I think Bobby will put the number on the screen. Hi, Christina. Janine's watching. And if you guys have any questions, definitely an adjustment period. How will the moon be for Aquarians? Well, Aquarius right now, you have had Saturn in your sign for the last little while. It is going to be there for a while, and at least till the end of the year, beginning of 2023. And so that sometimes can feel restrictive or limiting, but it's exactly like what I'm saying to you, where it's really about showing you the limitations, and this full moon is going to really amplify that, showing you the limitations in your life so that you become brave enough to step up and take the responsibility for them, and in turn respond to your ability. For instance, like I was just giving the example of a job. If you are restricting yourself in a job that's underneath your potential, you're going to find that that job will probably fall away, or perhaps you'll be rewarded in some way where the job turns into something else. So this is an energy, especially for Aquarians, where you are going to be tested in the restrictions that you have in your life. The universe really wants you to step up to respond to the natural abilities that you have. Yes, tomorrow's moon, it's actually tonight. You can go out, you can leave your crystals out tonight if you like to do that in the full moon, because this full moon in Taurus is actually going to be very, very early in the AM morning here in the East Coast. On the West Coast, any of those of you watching, Hawaii, California, Oregon, you're going to be able to see this beautiful eclipse. If you get up really in like the middle of the night, it's going to look like a completely beautiful reddish moon for you. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go to some cards, and I'm going to start with Aaron. Aaron, if you have a astrology question or whatever, shoot it out. We'll get that answered for you. All right. And I'm going to go to tarot. So my first card is for, who did I just say? It's for Aaron. Aaron. Oh, he's calling in. Hello? Hi, is this my Aaron?
Aaron.
I knew it was you. Hello. So what's your question?
Hello, how's it going?
You're on.
Oh, can you hear me?
I don't know if we can hear you on the show. Is that mic working, Bobby?
Okay,
you're
can
good.
You hear me now?
Yes, Aaron,
Sorry.
go ahead. There we go. I hear you now. Can you hear me now?
Okay, so I was actually just calling because I sent you some messages in like regular messaging earlier because
Aaron and I talk on Messenger all the time. Aaron's really funny, I have to say.
And I actually came to the realization that Neptune was really heavy, like transiting my chart really heavy this year, or this last year. Like it squared my midheaven, which makes sense with the career.
Yep.
It's also conjunct Mars and my descendant.
So that's all Pisces energy.
Sorry. What'd you say?
So you're a Pisces ascendant?
Descendant is Pisces.
Yeah.
Yep.
So see, I knew that. So okay, first I'm going to start with the midheaven. When Neptune is playing heavily or is transiting the midheaven in any way, look for something with the job. And this actually is really true, because I know I've been following your journey this year, and I know we talk often. It's going to make you a little bit foggy in decisions with work. Whereas you might have some stop-starts, or you may make a decision and think something is going to be a lot greater than it is. Like, it's almost like, if you ever heard the expression, Aaron, rose-colored glasses.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like you go into something and you think it's going to be great. It's this wonderful situation. And because Neptune is there, Neptune is a planet of connection, but especially in Pisces, it can make us very foggy. So that's probably why I intuitively felt like this was kind of lift for you a little bit, because I think that that Neptune, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably going to be moving away from some of your planets. Because
Hmm.
if it's like, right, you said it's conjunct now, it's probably starting to move away a little bit maybe, and it's been conjunct a while, because I feel the energy is going to change for you. But midheaven is our career, midheaven is our vocation, our job that we do in the world. When Pisces is
Yep.
transiting that, we can also have almost like an existential complex where we're like, is this really what I want to do? Maybe I want to do something else, because we're really starting to get very ethereal. Neptune is dreamy, it's dream space. When we have Neptune transiting heavily in our chart, it makes it harder for us to be in the three-dimensional world. We don't see things with clarity. And so we get very confused. But it's temporary. And the thing to remember with Neptune transits is push forward, because the reason why the universe is showing you your confusion is number one, to let you know that something's changing for you. And number two, so that you actually develop your intuition even more. And I feel like that's the journey you've been on, because just recently you've been saying to me, like, I'm really clear now. I see what the toxicity was. I'm ridding myself of this. So it's almost like the clouds parted.
Yeah.
So that's what Neptune will do, especially in certain areas. Neptune on the ascendant is very much an energy where you might feel a little bit confused about your own identity. What you have identified with in the past may now be questioned for you, but it's a good transit, because in doing that, you are really getting to like what I like to call the heart of the matter, and you're really finding
Hmm.
your true authenticity. It's a times oftentimes of shedding things that are more superficial for things that are deeper, and truly you. So you may be going through some of that, or be about to embark on some of those things where you're not only finding out what really is authentic in your own life and the things that you truly value, and the things that you value may change, but you're also seeing with the things around you, people, places, what's sincere and what's not. But in the beginning of the process, it's a little confusing, and then the clouds part, and you actually see things with greater clarity.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. I think it's my Neptune transits are finally 2023. They'll be. I'm moving away from that.
Yeah.
What's kind of brought me to my other astrology questions. I can't talk today. So I wrote this down, but I think I so I feel like Jupiter is going to join Neptune, and like, oh no, Jupiter is going to transit Venus for me, and it's
Okay.
going to square. It's going to be it just said complex with Saturn.
Right.
So I think that and also Saturn April 4th will
This
square
is
my
what
sun
happens
sign.
when you do
So,
astrology without an astrologer.
well, I didn't
Um,
say I was an
so
astrologer. I was just looking
I'm
at
gonna give you the
it.
Reader's Digest version, and then you need to come to me for a reading, Aaron, because I'm getting confused about this. So so Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So most
Okay.
astrologers will say, well, Jupiter's a benevolent planet. It's good luck. A lot of times when we look at charts of lottery winners, Jupiter's very heavily in transit, because Jupiter is a very benevolent planet and it is good luck. But the thing about Jupiter that people don't understand is Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So if you've got an
Hmm.
issue in your life where Jupiter is coming in, it's going to expand that issue. Why does it do that? Not to be mean. It does it so that you release it, you fix it, you take care of it. It's like the problem's going to say, "Hey, I'm over here. You better take care of this." So it's just going to keep getting bigger, like a Macy's Day Parade balloon. So when Jupiter is transiting any personal planets in our chart, it'll oftentimes bring us a reward or a reckoning. It can go either way. If Jupiter is expanding Venus, and you have had a good relationship, it's going to make it even better. Jupiter, when it hits Venus, is going to expand the things that you value. By the same token, if you haven't been, doing life the way you should be doing it, or you haven't been paying attention, then Jupiter is going to expand those things. But Jupiter on Venus is all about relationships and the things that you value. It's going to be the things that you value most of all in your life. And it will also expand those things so that you reevaluate them.
Okay.
Yeah. So depending on what
Um,
house it is, that's Jupiter and Venus. Definitely, it's love. It's love, and it's the things that you value.
okay. And then last one. I
Yeah.
think this one is a really good thing. It's not coming until September 2023, but my north, it may be a good thing. Not an astrologer.
And Jupiter just went back into
Oh,
Pisces for a little while, and then it's going to go back into Aries. So it's playing with you a lot for the next few months.
yep. Um, so the last thing is my north node will actually conjunct Venus and my moon and Venus in September 2023.
Okay, so that's a little long way away. I have to look at the whole chart to really decipher
Yep.
that. Nodes are our fate, and that's why this. It's a good thing that you brought this up, actually, because I forgot to mention before, and this is for everyone listening. The nodes are fated. The north and south node in our chart are our destinies and our fates. They're an arc of development. This particular eclipse that we're having this evening, early morning, is playing into the nodes of fate. And that's why it's so powerful, because these are things, like I said, setting us up for the next 20 years. But these are things that are going to, whatever happens during these next couple of months, especially this week where it's ignited, that is fated things for all of us. This is destiny coming into the chart. So anytime the North Node is in play, Aaron, that's something fated that's being played out for you. If you said
Okay.
it's going to be on Venus,
Yep, it will conjunct the moon. Both my Venus and moon are in Aries.
okay, so
And
that's going to
so,
be that could be one of two ways it could play out. That could play out as the love of your life coming in because it's on Venus and the moon is also emotions, but usually the moon is feminine energy, so it could also be a beginning or an ending with a very prominent woman in your life, mom, grandma, someone like that,
uh,
or someone who's very fated, a fated relationship for you. But it could also bring someone in that could be a partner, and it might just be someone with some feminine qualities, you know, because
mm,
nowadays reading the chart with that energy, like we all have masculine and feminine. But usually,
yep.
when the North Node hits our Venus, that's usually a relationship that comes in that's a very soulful type of relationship. So you could meet your
Hmm.
soulmate then, but I have to, like I said, I have to look at the other stuff in the chart.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah. So get prepared. Whenever
Well,
I
I
see
got
stuff
plenty
like
of
that, I always tell
time.
people, you want to prepare because your love may be coming, you know? All right. I'm going to pull some cards for people because they're all getting
Oh,
antsy over
oh,
here.
okay.
All right, honey. I'll talk to
All
you
right.
soon. We got to get you a
Talk to you
reading.
soon. Bye. We do.
All right. So
Bye.
I'm going to pull a card for, I'm actually going to go to some people that I don't always see on the show because I know I pull cards a lot for some of the people who watch always. And I love you all and you're such beautiful supporters of my work. But I got a lot of people on now, but I do have some time. So maybe we'll get to everybody. So I'm going to go to Christine Amita. Hey, Christine. So I'm going to pull a card. I'm going to pull a card for you, cards for you. Um, Christina. Christina, I feel I don't know why. Am I feeling sadness around you, girl? You shouldn't be sad. I feel like you're feeling this energy very heavy. All right. I don't know why, because the planet Pluto's coming out for me with you. But let me pull some cards. If you're still on, I just want to link with your energy. I'm going to shuffle these too. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting some sleepless nights for you. That's so funny. About relationship. I got the lover's card. All right. So, Christina, I'm finding that you have some anxiety, some worries, but I do feel like it's kind of passing a little bit, like maybe you're accepting your situation. I'm pulling the lover's card for you, and the lover's card is really a card of interference in a relationship. So it could be that a relationship that you've been having anxiety and worry about, that now you're starting to accept more. The anxiety is getting a little bit lessened. I have a feeling that relationship may cycle back around for you. That doesn't mean that it's permanent, but I just feel that in some way it's going to cycle back around, really getting that strongly, almost in a nostalgic way. So just take that with you. Whatever you're anxious about, whatever this relationship is for you, it's not completely over yet. There's something coming back into the cycle. And eclipses bring in endings and beginnings and oftentimes will repeat energy. So this could have been something that was starting for you around April or May. Next card is, who is this now? Hold on a second. Okay. Barbara, we're going to pull a card for you. Thank you for tuning in. I think we talked, Christina, about how the moon will be for Aquarians. You've got Jupiter in your chart, just went back into Pisces for a very, very little bit, and then it's going to come back into Aquarius. I'm sorry. Yeah. This is like really energy that's just very intense for you. But Aquarians are people who really look to the future a lot. So you are going to really be thinking about the future in this energy. My best advice for all the Aquarians out there is try to eliminate some of the blockages, almost like you're preparing for something, because this is the energy that'll really be like that for you. It's almost like, you want to clean out the closets, clean the house. Be prepared, set yourself up, make sure your finances are in order, because this is really going to bring in a lot of new beginnings for you. Some things will fall away, but it's going to be new beginnings. So Aquarians, make sure you're setting up your space, make room, make room. All right, so this is for Barbara, these cards. Got the Lover's card upside down, the Chariot. You are moving forward. If a relationship just recently ended, Barbara, know that you're going to move forward. Don't dwell on the past. Don't look back. You did the right thing. This is hard work paying off. And I feel like you're going to feel healthier. The last card that I just got was the Sun card. I don't know if we could have a camera on the table, Bobby. But these cards are telling the story. So I've got the Lovers here in reverse. It's reversed to me. It won't be reversed on camera. Lovers reversed means it's a past. This is a relationship perhaps of infidelity or just something that was in interference. It could be a family relationship that had interference in it for other family members. And so I feel like it's past. You've moved away from it. You were like, enough is enough. And now the Chariot comes in. You're moving forward in your life, because this is right side up for me. The Chariot is a decision made and moving forward. The car is in drive. You're moving away. This card, the Cobbler on the bench with all the pentacles, means you made the right decision, that your hard work is going to pay off, that you've been doing some work on yourself and changing things, Barbara, and this is going to pay off. And then this is the card. It's a healthy card. This is health. You see the beautiful sun, and it also has a little baby on the horse. This is a card of rebirth. You've got flowers, sunflowers growing, a sun card, Leo energy. This is all about birthing a new you, going into new energy, birthing a place that is very bright, light, illumination, that kind of thing. So whatever decision you made, and this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, I have a feeling it is, but if it's not, this could just be a relationship that has been draining on you or something that's been weighing on you for a while. And the decision that you made to move away from it or just kind of block it or just, put it in perspective was a really good relationship, was a really good decision for you. I'm going to go to Shirley, and then we'll do Lori. So Shirley, Jin, who you were in a past life, Shirley. Okay. Feel like you know that. I feel like you have been getting imagery in your mind. It's showing you your intuition. I'm getting a past life for you that was a long time ago, like very long. Like I'm seeing almost like, I'm so bad with history, even though I love it. I'm seeing a past life with you, like almost like not Egyptian, but Roman. I want to say Roman. I'm seeing like a past life for you, Roman, Shirley. Oh my gosh, I'm getting all these pentacles. Yeah, definitely. And the guy in the cape. I call him my superhero. I'm feeling for you, Shirley, this is a past life, Roman times. I feel like you were a man. I feel like you were Roman, not regal or royal, like not emperor or anyone around an emperor, but you were almost like a merchant or someone who did have some kind of hierarchy or power. I feel like you had a lot of money, definitely a lot of money. Something Roman is coming out at me. So I would, before you go to sleep at night, ask what that life is about. You'll probably dream about it, but I'm definitely getting something Romanesque. I keep seeing the Colosseum in my mind, and the clothing of like Roman sandals, that kind of thing. So work from there, because I think that's your starting point. All right. Next card is going to be Lori G. Wants guidance about the one who tugs at your heart. I'm getting energy about this, Lori, but let me pull the cards to confirm it. I feel like the one that pulls at your heartstrings isn't really I don't want to say worthy because I don't like to use those words, but I feel like your energy is better spent elsewhere. Let me see what cards got pulled just now. Yeah. Okay, those tell the story. I know that you want this to be kind of like soulful. You have to sneeze again. I feel like you need to focus on yourself more. Yeah, I feel like you want it to be a soulmate relationship. I don't know. I'm also getting the feeling like, I don't know if this is the same person or two different people, but I feel like there was a marriage here for you, or a partnership that was like a marriage for you. And if this is not the same relationship, it's reminding you of that, but I don't think it is. This is not because I'm getting the Ace of Cups reversed, and I'm also getting a card of conflict, of competition. I feel like you're vying for attention from this person. They're tugging at your heart, but it's not real. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say that. That's just what the energy I'm getting. I feel like there's something actually better for you than this situation, and that your energy needs to go there. That's what I'm getting. I'm also strongly getting an adult child around you. Like your heartstrings are also being pulled in the direction of a child, or an adult child, or someone who you feel needs you. But I feel like there's some tough love that should be given there. So that's what I'm getting. So hard to do it in a quick reading, but that's what I'm getting. And you guys know where to find me for a reading. You can call me or go on my website, Zenkuda. Gonna pick a card for Joanna Maya. Okay, Joanne, let's see what we got for you. Joanne, I feel like things are getting more balanced for you if you'll allow it. Give yourself permission to be balanced. Seeing heartbreak here, and I feel like this is nostalgic, something to do with the family, a little bit of heartbreak. But I feel like you're making it, you're giving it energy, and you should take the energy away from that and start focusing on forward. I feel like you're stuck in a place right now, and you need to focus that energy forward. Yes, 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 absolutely. Because I'm getting the butterfly energy. This is about freeing yourself and giving yourself permission to move forward and not dwell on whatever has been happening for you, because it's something that's really heartbreaking for you, and it's too much now. You need to move away from that energy. The universe will take care of it. The universe will take care of it. That's what I'm hearing in my head. Next, I'm going to go to just reading the comments, guys. Okay. Romantic relationship, family relations. Thank you. Yeah, so it's a little bit of both, maybe. But I'm getting that, definitely. And I'm going to actually pull a card for Annette Mina, because I have not, Anita Mina, because I have not heard from her in a long time. She's a past client of mine. I know she moved. And I am going to, Anita, pull 3 cards for you. Anita, I feel like you are somehow almost like in suspended animation. Like there's a situation going on. It's not moving forward. It's not going back. It's like stuck in place. Like you're waiting for something to happen. This could definitely be a soulmate relationship that you're waiting to find something out about. But I feel like it's more than one situation. I feel almost like something in life, job, house, moving, some kind of situation around our regular, life is somehow attached to this relationship I'm seeing. And it's like you're waiting. You're in a place of maybe, like you've been waiting a while and you're waiting for something to happen. I do feel like it moves forward in your favor because I'm getting the Wheel of Fortune card, which is life moving forward and balancing out. However, I do see something, if you're going through anything with an attorney, law, justice system, I feel like you may have a setback with that. But definitely things moving forward for you in your own life, own space, own future. Whatever relationship is predicated on a lot of these things now, feel like you might have a setback there, but things do move forward for you. So the good news is that whatever you're waiting on, you're going to hear some news about. Christopher Colucci is watching. I'm actually doing a reading for him this week. So Aaron, what I'm going to say to you is you may not hear from something for a little while. I feel like more end of November into December, you're going to start hearing back on a lot of those things. It's just what I'm hearing in my mind. I'm going to pick a card for you to see if I can confirm that feeling. Because I'm seeing time. I'm seeing like Saturn, big clock. Yeah, let me see what this is about. They're telling me to pick this card. Page of Cups, yeah, communication, and that's the Pisces card too. It's got the fish. So this is all about expansion. We were talking about, that energy of Pisces in your chart. This is all about expansion, Neptune there. When you do start to go on actual interviews, my best advice to you is use your intuition. See how you feel when you're doing those things. Really feel. Does it feel uncomfortable? Does it feel right? How does your body feel? Because you have very heightened intuition. But I think this is right because this card is a card of communication. And usually when I get the Page of Cups, it means you're going to hear electronically about something. But I feel like that's a little ways off. Like I would give it like 2 to 6 weeks. All right. Anita, I don't know if that made sense to you, but I feel like that's what I'm getting. All right. Okay, let me go back now because I know I skipped a few people. Janine, I'm going to pick a card for you. All right. And anybody wants, they can call into the show. We still have some time left. I think I don't have a clock up in here, but yeah, I do. Okay. So I'm going to be doing a lot more videos during the week now, just shorts on my media. So you can always find those on Zenkuda, on Facebook. You can also find them on my YouTube channel, Zenkuda. I have so many videos banked there. There's over 110 videos on there about all kinds of things. And we're going to start doing more and more of that. So, and hopefully maybe some live events soon. I got to get back in there, right? So, okay, so I've got the King of Pentacles for you, Janine, and you are a Capricorn, and this is a Capricorn card. So King of Pentacles means stay the course. Keep focused. It's very, very, very important for you to focus right now. When the King of Pentacles comes up, it means that you have the ability to do the impossible right now, but you're only going to be able to do it if you focus. So don't let anything take you off the focus of what you really want to do. Journal in this new moon and write down the way you want your ideal life to be and what your goals are, because I'm getting wands. I've got the 4 of wands and then I've got the 9 of wands here in this reading. And wands are action. So when we see wands in a tarot reading, it usually means that things are going to get moved forward in a really big way. So make sure you are focused. You have to be focused in order to make decisions and in order to move yourself forward from where you really want to be. Don't block out the nonsense. You and I have spoken about this, and this is really time to focus on what's really serious in your life. And that's for everybody, because these decisions that we make now, the impulses that we act upon, the intuition and the instincts, the universe is setting us up for the next 20 years of our life. So you've got to really take things a little seriously now and step up wherever you've been slacking. I'm doing that in my life. I'm really putting things in a way that I'm going to be really in a great shape and in a great place to really, do a lot of the things that I've been dreaming about. And you're going to see a lot of the benefit of that work here in the soul space and here on all of our media. So one of the things I'd like all of you to do now in honor of this beautiful full moon is take a few minutes and just take a deep breath. And if everybody that's on the soul space, we have a lot of people on tonight, if everybody could just kind of send love to each other, and in that love, send the intention of motivation, of us giving ourselves permission to really step into our soul space and really live to our full potential. Like, let's just all send the energy of that triumph to each other and want the best for each other and put that little beautiful vibe and beautiful pixie dust out in the world for everybody watching and listening in the Zenkuda soul space tonight, because this is a really powerful full moon eclipse. And this is going to give us the power to really step into our potential if we allow it and give ourselves permission to be who we really, really want to be. All right. So 2023 is going to be what we make it. regardless of what is going on in the world, we have a space within us that is the space that we should be dwelling in. And if you hear nothing from this broadcast, hear that. If you go to my social media page, I actually put up a post that I did on November 7th of 2020. And it came out last night, and it is absolutely exactly what this energy is about. And it's about going within where you really know the truth is. Because Scorpio is an energy of truth. And Uranus in Taurus is a planet of truth. And this is where this full moon is taking place. The moon, the North Node, and Uranus are in Taurus. Across from the zodiac, where in Scorpio, we've got the Sun, Venus, and the North Node, and Mercury. So that's the axis, is the Taurus-Scorpio axis. That is truth in a very, very powerful way. So when are you going to give yourself permission to live your true life and tune out all the other stuff and dwell in the space of truth within you that's going to bring you to your full potential? That's what this is all about. And that's a really big challenge. I know I've been really doing work on that the last couple of weeks, and it's exhausting. At times it is daunting and it can be really brutal. But in the end, it's really joyful because it's our freedom. What do you have to do to get free? That's really what it's about, and see your truth. So send those hearts up, send that love up to everybody, because I'm going to do that now and send out a bunch of hearts and just, get it in there. So Carrie Ann is saying, if you have time, I am wondering about career moves. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I missed Carrie. Career moves like now. Laugh out loud. What am I doing in this energy? Okay. So first of all, Carrie, I don't know your chart, but what I'm going to say, what I'm reading just blindly from you is this energy feels a little overwhelming for you. So one of the tricks I've learned, it's not easy to do, and it's not for the faint of heart, but what I would tell you is whenever you're feeling overpowered or overwhelmed by an energy, try and flip it over and make it your empowerment. For instance, if we're feeling anxious or we're feeling an energy to be heavy, what is anxiety? Anxiety is disconnection. So get connected. Flip the chart over, right? Anxiety is we're either in the forward or in the past. We're not present. So to battle anxiety, we're going to be really fully present. We're going to connect. And we're going to take action, because when we're in action, anxiety lessens. If you're feeling really heavy and that becomes overwhelmed, you want to use it to empower yourself. Okay, this energy feels heavy. Maybe that's the time when I need to really stay in stillness, because it's going to make it easier for me to connect, because I'm feeling very tuned in, really. That's what that heaviness is. So whenever something is an overpowering feeling, an overwhelming feeling, step into it. And that's not for the faint of heart. That's a very hard thing to do sometimes. But by doing so, you can make it an empowerment. But you've got to step into it first. When we squash it and deny it and resist it, the confusion just keeps rising and rising and rising. It's because we're not allowing ourselves to dig into it, Scorpio energy, digging deep, to find the gold and the space where now we're going to find out what it's really about, so that we can go inside it to find out how to make it an empowerment and find the power that's within it. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. As far as a career move now, Carrie, be very, very careful. I'm going to pull some cards to confirm this. Be very, very careful that the moves that you make and the decisions that you make are clear for you. What do I mean by that? You don't have rose-colored glasses on. It's not wishful thinking. It's not hopeful. It's not pie in the sky. It's something realistically, intrinsically part of who you are. The people that you're surrounding yourself with are genuine and authentic. Because many times, in whatever field we choose, spiritual, physical, mental, there are many, many people who can be snakes in the grass. And that's just a fact of life. And so it's not our job to kill them, combat them, battle them. Our job is to acknowledge they're there and then live our life anyway in tremendous power, not allowing them to take our power. So that's what I want to say to you about a career path. I feel like sometimes you're mutable and maybe swayed. So I'm getting the Emperor on the throne, and I'm getting quiet repose. I've got the Four of Swords, and then the Queen of Pentacles upside down. What is this story telling me? Don't shoot the messenger. There is something that's going to be very strong for you, career-wise, for you to do. Don't jump into anything, and don't make a decision based on vulnerability. Make a decision because you feel empowered and you feel powerful to do it. The Emperor for me is always, it's Aries, it's the Ram energy, it's starting something new, but it's a self starter. It's not someone who needs someone else to help her do it. It's someone that does it of their own volition and something that is intrinsic to you, innate in you that you're bringing forward. You need to be in quiet to find this. You cannot allow yourself to be too easily swayed or mutable by things you see in media. It has to come from within you. And the Queen of Pentacles for me is someone that's around you that may have a different agenda than you know. It could even be that there's a different agenda that she's not even consciously aware of, but that she is inevitably going to fall into. I hope that makes sense. So if you're thinking of partnering with someone, I would be very cautious, wait, see what it's really about. All right. Yeah, definitely. Definitely that. I feel like when I go into your energy, it almost feels like a butterfly, a new energy, an energy that's not fully formed yet, an energy that's on the path, on the journey. Beautiful, beautiful energy, amazing things coming in for you, but like you haven't settled on a flower yet. That's what it feels like. Like you're in the garden and you're a butterfly and you keep going onto all the flowers and cross pollinating and doing all these things, but you haven't found your flower yet. But it's there, girl. It's a beautiful, beautiful flower that's there for you. But instead of flitting around the garden, you need to just kind of rest and let the flower come to you instead of grasping for it. That's what I'm seeing for you, Carrie. I hope that helps. Yeah, and I got this beautiful card here. This is my angel card. It's the beautiful light being on a horse, and their wings are spread, and they're just allowing things to flow. So there's your message, girl. All right. Yes, that's why the butterfly came in, because you're transforming and trying things out. Yeah, just enjoy that part. Enjoy that part, because as you do that and you allow things to fully resonate within your being, it's going to come to you exactly what the right thing is. It's just innate within you. You don't have to do anything. It just is. That's how it was for me with astrology and, my psychic ability. It was just like when I finally just like went home and relaxed, it was like, oh, yeah, that's it. Okay. And then the joy of that, because you really allow yourself permission to do it. So I want to just, say goodnight to everybody. And Pluto in the 7th house, it's not a bad in a relationship. You're going to be really deep in a relationship. You need the deep people. You want the complex. Pluto in the 7th house, Scorpio in the 7th house means you are not for the lighthearted relationships. You want the complex ones. So I just wanted all of you to say goodnight to all of you. I'll be back here in the Soul Space next Monday night at 7 o'clock. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also my Facebook page and Instagram, where you'll find a bunch of videos and beautiful things. And I will be every step of the way this week navigating the full moon lunar eclipse with you. So thank you so much. And I love you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful eclipse energy. Don't forget to put your crystals out. Thank you. Bye-bye.